Good defensive team. Give them credit. They can keep you on sides of the court, keep you on one side of the court, keep the ball movement low. Good physical team. But we scored in the second quarter. So we did score, but we just didn't keep it consistent. Our defense was the thing. I thought we started off decently, but then second quarter they got hot, and then they continued for the last in-between quarters, second and third.
Was there something they did that limited you guys on the fast break in particular?
That's one of their strengths. I think they lead the league in limiting transition baskets. They do a great job of that.
Brian, they made 27 points off of your team's turnovers.
Yeah.
What did you see there? Was there anything unusual tonight, or just?
I think it was credit to them making us play in crowds, being physical with us. I thought when we did and eventually move the ball, we eventually got good shots, but they won out on the physicality game.
How tough is it, given that Malcolm couldn't play a single preseason game, you guys are hardly practicing?
Yeah.
To do what he's asked to do now, to start playing in a regular season game without any benefit of any real 5-on-5.
For sure. I thought his conditioning looked pretty good tonight for a guy who hasn't, like you said, has no preseason, no exhibition games, limited practice time. But I think he was a +4 tonight, his plus-minus. So he had great impact when he was in the game. You see what he brings to us. He settles us down, gets us good shots, physicality on defense. He'll keep getting better with each game.
Blah came out a little bit early. He went to the locker room.
Yeah, he got hit with an elbow to his mouth, so I think they were just checking him.
Nothing. No.
No update yet. I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then they took 37 threes today, made a really good percentage. What have you thought about your team's three-point defense overall this year?
I think we're middle of the pack in terms of what people shoot against us. We let the wrong guys shoot tonight. Beasley was one of the key guys. He got some off early. A couple mistakes we made. I give them credit.
You guys have given up a lot of corner threes in particular this year. What do you think has led to that?
A little bit of scramble breakdowns. Sometimes that's they penetrate your defense and then you're scrambling around. Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons that's happened.
Did you feel like that happened pretty often?
Some of it was a couple in transition tonight. They got a couple transition threes we gave up. But some of it was just breakdowns in our defense.
Felt good, man. I've been conditioning hard. I've dropped a little bit of weight. My wind felt good. But it's a few games will be about rhythm, and I'll be good.
I was going to ask you about the conditioning because you didn't have a preseason. You had limited practice time, obviously rehabbing. So how tough was it to come back and see NBA action after the last couple of months you've had?
It actually wasn't tough on me, wind-wise, conditioning-wise. I felt good. This is year 9. I've been injured before. I've come back, so I really know how to condition myself and get ready.
And I've asked you this, I think I asked you a couple of weeks ago, but how nice was it to rehab alongside Saddiq, and what was that dynamic like between you two over the last couple of months?
We definitely built a bond, a strong rapport. He's working, man. He's actually progressing fast. So I think we're gonna have to slow him down because he's doing really well. But now Saddiq he's competitive. He's smart. That's one thing about Saddiq. I think he can be reserved. He can be quiet to a lot of people. But me and him, are very open. We talk a lot. And he really knows the game and loves to hoop. So he's gonna help this team a lot when he comes back.
How did you feel? You talked about wanting to get your rhythm in the next couple of games. How did you feel it was today, and how did you feel you gelled with the rest of the team?
I thought it was solid. I'm a guy, even when I'm back in full speed, I'm never going to force shots. So especially when I'm coming back for the first game, I'm going to keep my shots at a minimum and feel the game out and, try to just make plays to win the game. Not worry about stats, none of that. So that's what I did today. Of course, I'm going to make shots going forward, but I was just glad to be back out there.
Were there any guys you felt some early chemistry with?
Of course, JV and Corey. Those are guys that move the ball, that make good decisions, that are high IQ. And then I think Kuz as well. I thought our group out there was doing well together, made a little bit of a run in the fourth. So, there's going to be some chemistry that definitely picks up between me and all the guys. So I'm excited to get there.
And then on a team that's now lost 8 straight and is kind of going through a tough stretch and what's, a difficult year, how do you keep morale up as one of the veterans on the team, and what experience have you learned about how to do that?
I think a lot of it is showing up to work, working hard every day, being an example, coming in with a positive attitude every day. I think a lot of guys, it's not really the rah-rah, the talking and all that. I think it's how you show up. If you show up with a good spirit, because that's what a lot of young guys and other vets are looking at me for. Really, is how am I going to show up? You know, even though we're losing, even though we're not playing great basketball right now, all it takes is one win to get us out of this. And that's what I'm going to preach to the guys. All it takes is one. Let's go out here and play hard every night.
Malcolm, having watched from afar and with your understanding of the game, what are some of the areas that you can help contribute to early on to just help the team?
I think just keep us organized, man. I tend to be a steadying presence for a lot of the teams I'm on, for really every team I'm on. So I think I understand the game. I think I know how to play on both ends of the floor. I think I bring a physicality. So I think those are the main things I think this team can rely on me for.
What was it like just having that sort of delayed start to joining a new team and being able to evaluate them from the bench before actually taking the court?
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword when you're out, to start the season. It's frustrating because you don't want to – I feel like I had a great rhythm, through training camp and coming into the season. But at the same time, you do get to evaluate. You do get to see where the voids are in our team and on both sides of the ball. You get to see who's in rhythm, who's not touching the ball a lot, who gets frustrated easily. I mean, you observe everything. So, I got to see a lot, so I'm gonna use that as I get started.
And in terms of trying to build chemistry without a ton of time practicing with your new teammates, can you replicate that in any other way, or just can you pick up on things just by watching them?
I think you pick up on things by watching them, and then it's, at this point, all it is about playing with them and getting time on the floor and getting reps. So, that's what I can do now, and I'm going to take advantage of it.
You talked about that observation process. What's one thing you felt like you learned about this team in the last 9 games before you started?
This team's capable. We have stretches of really good basketball. BK showed us a stat where we're last in defense in the league, and yeah, it's embarrassing. I mean, that's what it is. But at the same time, he also showed us for half of our games we're 13th, so we're middle of the pack. So we're solid defensively for half of our games. So we're capable. We're able to do it. It's just about being consistent. The great teams are consistent, and the young teams are inconsistent. So we're a young team, but we need to be more consistent. And I think we can do that.
Malcolm, how much 3-on-3, 4-on-4 with coaches, with player development staff, were you able to get heading into tonight?
I probably got maybe 3 days, 4 days max, 3-on-3, 5-on-5. That type of thing. Enough. I got enough of it. So now it's about going out there and producing.
The difference for them, they just did a great job of hitting shots. They hit a lot of shots down the stretch. They did a good job of just being physical with us, and that's like kind of one of our bigger problems. Just when we play a physical team, they kind of just punch us in the face, and we don't really react to it. So I think we had a nice little lead, or no, we never had a lead, but we had a nice time in maybe the second quarter. We got to 5. I think that was a little lineup. Me, Malk, and Jonas was out there. Had some pretty good synergy, and then we just lost it. So.
How would you evaluate the defense for the team so far, and what areas do you think you guys can make some progress in, maybe in the short term?
This is going to be the result every night if we don't play defense. It's going to be a long season. We've said that many, many times. Starts on the ball. Definitely starts on the ball. Starts on rebounding. A lot of times we're getting punked out of rebounds past, 3-4 games, and teams getting second chance points, and it really hurts us. So, it's really about just a decision you want to make, if you want to stop getting punked around or not. So,
Kuz, a string of a couple of tough consecutive losses here. What would you make about the team's competitiveness over the last couple of weeks?
Not good. I mean, you lose by 20 every night. That tells you you're not competitive. So.
And how nice is it to have Malcolm back, and what kind of doors does he open up?
He's just a player that knows how to play basketball. Played the league a long time. So, the more people we can have that have some experience, so it's going to help us.